Model United Nations of Lübeck, one of Germany's greatest simulations of the United Nations, takes place annually since 1998. Hosted by the Thomas Mann School in the Hanseatic city of Lübeck, MUNOL quickly developed from a 3-day event into a worldwide respected 6-day conference. Having started as a local project, we are now proud to welcome over 400 students from at least 15 countries, making MUNOL an unforgettable experience. Therefore, it is of high importance to us that our guests feel at home, always finding support in our student supervisors.
So as the student supervisors, we care about the whole accommodation process, about the youth hostels as well as guest families. This is really important. We start in November and search for guest families, and then at the end of March we try that every guest family gets a host. Yeah, we also do the registration, so we kind of welcome every school. Yeah, and during MUNOL we are kind of problem solvers. If there's a problem with the guest family, then we try to solve it.
Charlie has to wait as well.
Arriving at the school, the student supervisors will answer any questions at hand and coordinate the accommodation and registration process. All the important information material will be given to the delegates, including their badges. Students staying with host families will be picked up.
Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, I'm Anna.
So you're going to stay with me the next week, I guess?
Yes, I think so.
Cool. Yeah, just let's go to the car. Take you back.
We have about 360 students coming from all over the world, and they can decide whether they would like to go or to stay in a youth hostel or to go to a host family. And this year we have about 160 students staying in host families.
Yeah, this is your room. Feel at home.
During the conference, you can also enjoy the charming atmosphere of Lübeck. At the beginning of the week, everyone is addressed by Lübeck's mayor in the town hall.
So thank you very much. I want to welcome you too here in the town hall of Lübeck in this room, which is called Audienzsaal, where we normally have a lot of guests, sometimes international guests, sometimes states guests. For example, Prince Charles from the UK has been here in this room, or the Danish Queen, or the French States President. Today you are here, and that's much better than all the other opportunities. So welcome here in the town hall.
The next morning, the conference officially starts with the words of the President of the General Assembly.
I'm proud and more than happy to stand here in front of you and to lead you through the opening ceremonies.
As the headmaster of the Thomas Mann School, I'm proud that our students were again able to set up such a conference.
I'm proud and honored to welcome you on behalf of the City of Lübeck, the President of the City Council, we call Bürgerschaft, and all citizens of Lübeck.
In the following week, you will discuss 44 topics in 12 different forums. Each of these topics is equally important and prevailing, but none of them has been solved so far.
When, for the 15th time, we welcome guests from all over the world in Lübeck, I believe it is time for MUNOL again. When, for the 15th time, we, the Thomas Mann School, host the special spirit and the breathtaking atmosphere of internationalism, I feel it is time for MUNOL again. When, for the 15th time, students who've never met before in their lives come together to communicate, to socialize, and to work together. I know that my belief and that my feelings are right, and that it is time for MUNOL again.
Also, the ambassadors will get the opportunity to give a speech.
Thank you, Madam President, Honourable Secretary General, Honourable Chairs, dear guests, and of course, delegates.
Despite different cultures, history, governments, and political systems, many countries around the world struggled with the same issues for many years.
Sometimes people ask, what are the 3 most beautiful words in the world? And maybe you would answer, I love you. But I don't think so, because the 3 most beautiful words in the world are made in China.
Starvation, inequality, all of which are within our capacity to eradicate. Before Brazil now are the leaders of the free world. We hold the future of the planet in the palm of our hands.
In the presence of all participants, it is not only the speeches, but also special acts on stage, which create the unique atmosphere we like to call MUNOL spirit.
The core of the conference is the debate on international issues in different forums, guided by the chairs. They are the highest authority in the committees and experts on the respective topics.
Well, for us chairs, MUNOL starts not at the first day of the conference. It starts months before by preparing our research reports and correcting the position paper handed in by our delegates.
Yeah, exactly. And during the actual conference, our job as chairs is to coordinate the delegates and to lead them in the right way to a good debate.
In the committee, students will discuss highly prevailing topics, find compromises, work out resolutions, and finally put them to vote.
The first step, however, is the lobbying process. Assisted by the chairs, the delegates are supposed to form groups in which they exchange as well as merge ideas with fellow delegates. Hereby, it is crucial that the delegates represent the opinion of their countries rather than their own in order to find realistic solutions. In the end, the result will be a strong resolution, ready to be debated upon during the week. The official language is English and should be used at all times.
As a delegate, we come from all different countries, but we represent countries chosen for us, and we have to do research and find out about these countries and things that are going on or things they agree and disagree with. And it basically means we have to learn a lot about countries and then talk and debate a lot for these countries as if we were them. I think that delegates should debate and they should come up with solutions for problems that are going on and things that are happening or aren't going as well that would in the real UN benefit the world. But I also think it's for socializing and coming or improving on skills that we will have once we go out into the world and do actual jobs that might concern these kind of things that aren't within our school life.
In the course of the debate, the delegates have the opportunity to present their resolutions. This is the time to argue, ask questions, make amendments, and finally come to actual results. The rules of procedure, similar to the ones of the real United Nations, are the guidelines for the discussion which have to be followed.
When it comes to the contents of the conference, the Secretaries General are in charge.
During the conference, we make all the preparations needed for the content and the debates. We are responsible for the chairs, which guide the committees, and we brief them and help them, and we solve all problems which occur during the debates and the discussions.
And also we are responsible for the guest speakers. This year we had 3 guest speakers, and we invite them and we welcome them and we introduce them to the committees and we decide who they are going to talk to. And so those are pretty much the 3 big things we do.
Besides expanding your international network, it is the political aspect that makes MUNOL indispensable, and therefore our highly rewarded guest speakers are one of our many highlights.
Also, the circumstances are quite special today, so it makes it even more important for me personally to speak about those issues that has to deal with the Middle East. So, as you have seen probably, and you probably have also done some work during your committees or in the Security Council here, Security Council group.
The association is MUNOL's parent organization and is a group of former participants.
The MUNOL Association is a network of former executive staff members and student officers that tries to keep together the knowledge that has evolved throughout the years. Every year brings something new, and the conference over the years improves and improves, and we've seen that, and it's just amazing how each and every year these young people come back and talk about these topics and really give them an importance that is overwhelming to see.
Of course, not only the students are taken care of, but also the teachers have contact persons, namely the heads of the approval panel.
Mainly, we have to organize the process of correcting the resolutions. In the course of the conference, many resolutions come in. We have about 60 to 70 resolutions, and all those have to be checked. But we mainly check just for grammar and for language mistakes. And then we approve those resolutions, and later on the whole resolution goes to formal clearing. And we never forget that the whole thing is about education. So we find a solution, and we find a solution which is good for the conference and also good for the individual delegate.
The fact that the students organize MUNOL and that it was initiated by students 15 years ago is, in my opinion, a fact that is unique. Maybe not quite unique, maybe there are some other conferences, but in most other conferences, teachers have a more or less leading position and influence in the organization of the conference. This is totally different here, and I think that is what makes MUNOL special.
After long days of debate, participants get the chance to relax and socialize at one of our many evening activities. Here you can get to know people more personally and build long-lasting friendships.
Not only these events, but the whole conference is organized by the conference managers.
Well, generally we organize the entire conference, and that starts right after the previous conference has finished, and we start to plan all the things we have to do. And the first thing we do is we evaluate the last conference, and then we invite schools for the next conference. Schools from not only from Germany but also from various other countries. And we choose our executive staff team, which is going to be a part of the conference as well, and they're going to take care of the kitchen and the housing and all of that.
Exactly, and the kitchen is a good keyword because as the conference management, you're pretty much responsible for almost everything that is going on during the conference and before the conference. So we're also taking care of ordering enough food and drinks for the conference, for the delegates. Then we take care of the locations. The General Assembly has its own location. We have to make sure that all rooms are prepared.
Every day lunch is served, providing a choice of both vegetarian and regular food. This is included in the conference fee. For the committees, the conference ends with the General Assembly, in which one resolution of every committee is debated. The GA is chaired by the President of the General Assembly and follows the same rules as a normal debate.
You open yourself up to points of information.
Are there any such in the House? Ukraine, you can recognize, please rise and state your point.
Distinguished Chair, honorable delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can ever have.
From your country is Catholic, still a motion to amend the resolution.
All those nations wishing to vote in favor.
After the last resolution has been voted upon, the closing ceremonies mark the end of the whole conference. During this ceremony, speeches are given by, for example, the chairs, the conference managers, and the secretaries general. With the closing remarks of the president, the session of MUNOL comes officially to an end.
Some part for this conference. Tom and I are really overwhelmed by the conference and the level of commitment, every single one.
Declare MUNOL 2012 as closed.